Hey, Hexicans and Validators. David Feeder here, coming at you. Today's a very special day. PulseChain is now live. Congratulations, everybody. Congratulations to Richard Hart and to everybody out there. It's been a long wait, and it's finally here. It's live. Went live like an hour ago, and this is awesome. So excited. So yeah, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. All right, so this is a validator install tutorial for mainnet. I've updated my script, and I've also shortened some of the commands and put them all on one line, so it runs a lot quicker now. Less copy and pasting, basically. It's just, you'll see. So yeah, let's crack right into it. We don't have time to waste. There's a lot to do. So, yep, there's the official tweet from Richard, so that is awesome. All right, so we're going to start with literally brand new virtual machine here. And this is going to be as if you had your validator at home or your little Nook. And let me get ready here. Okay, cool. So, yep. All right, so I've got the USB stick plugged in, and we've booted off of it. And now we're going to install Ubuntu. And then we're going to hit continue. And then I like to do minimal installation, so there's just less junk. Then continue. And then we're going to erase the disk and install Ubuntu. And then pick your time zone. And then the username is ADMXN. You have to use this username in order to use my script, unless you change in the script every time where it says ADMXN. You can change that to whatever username you want, but you have to change the script. That confused people on the testnet, so I just want to point that out. So either use ADMXN, and you don't have to change my script, or you have to fix this if you want. Okay? All right, and then you just pick a password. Cool. All right. And now it's just going to go ahead and install. Oh man, guys! All right, so I think we have a minute here. So, so excited! This is fantastic. I'm surprised. Didn't see it coming tonight, to be honest. But yeah, don't know what to think. Really, this is this is really cool. I'm really happy. It's been a long time and a lot of hard work and working on the validators with everybody, and yeah, what a ride. So. We finally made it. Congratulations, everybody. I hope it's everything you wished for. So, yeah, this is cool. Very excited. And thankfully, the script was pretty quick and easy to change. I just had to remove basically just the parts in the script where it says testnet v4 on some of those flags for the Docker containers. I basically just deleted that, and then I trimmed things and I merged some lines together. Just kind of streamline it. I think it's down to like 60 lines of code or something like that. But we'll see here in a minute, and we'll run through it and get up and running. And I just did it a few minutes ago. I was able to get peers, and everything looks good. So I think we're in good shape. I've already posted it on my GitLab. So you can go to gitlab.com/DavidFeeder, and then click on the PulseChain Validators project. And then you'll find the PulseChain, mainnet validator script. And I'll put a link in the description of this video down below too. And you can also go to validatorstore.com/free tutorials. And there's a link there that brings you to my GitLab. That's also where I'll be posting this video. And then, also hashtag ad for myself, I guess. Go to validatorstore.com. If you need the hardware, if you don't have a validator but you want to get a computer, I've got them, and I build them and I test them, and then I ship them out to you. So if you're interested in that, I've got those. And then also, if you've already got the hardware yourself, maybe you already built one, or you've got a different server or whatever you want to use. If you need help getting your validator up and running, or if you have other questions or networking support, if you need help with your firewall, I can try to help with that remotely. Kind of just tech support basically for validators. All right, cool. So that asked us to reboot. And we click the button. Now it says, please remove the installation medium. So you're going to go ahead and pull the USB stick out of your validator, out of the NUC, and then you're going to hit enter. And then this is going to reboot the PC. And this is a virtual machine, so, oh, cool. All right, it was quick this time. All right, so it auto reboots, and then we just go ahead and we log in. All right, great. So we're going to go ahead and click skip, and then we're going to skip, and then do not send my info, next, and done. All right, great. So if you just want to get up and running as fast as possible, we're going to open Firefox. It's gitlab.com/davidfeeder. And then we scroll all the way down to PulseChain validators, and then PulseChain mainnet installation validator. Cool, here it is. Here's the new script. So you can copy and paste right out here you want, or you can click this little button right here. You can download a copy of a text file. You can just double click this if you want it in text, and then you can make changes as you go. So that's kind of cool too. I actually really recommend that for folks. Yeah, so let's do it that way. We're just gonna do it right out of the text file. And then I'm gonna drag that over. And we're gonna do a manual update, so we can actually just close that update window. And we're gonna open this, and then we're gonna go to the terminal. And then we'll pull that to the other side. All right, great. All right, so I had a little note here right at the beginning. First line, you don't actually type in. You need to change on lines 30 and 45 the pulse address and the IP address to yours. Okay? So down in line 30, right down here, here's the pulse address. You got to change that to yours. This is where all your rewards are going to go, and that's where all your pulse is going to go when you exit. So you got to change this, okay? I'm serious. If you leave this here, it's gone. It's going to this random wallet here, and then it's gone forever. So don't do that. This is, you got to put yours here. And then this is optional. You don't have to do it, but it helps with finding more peers faster. You can put your IP address right here if you want to for your internet IP. And you can actually go ahead and you can just type right into Google, what's my IP? And it will tell you. Google will tell you, and you just put that right here. Okay? And then line 45, you're also going to put your pulse address again. Okay? Really important. You got to put your pulse address that you control on your ledger or Trezor. One of your, it could be brand new, or it could be, an existing address you've already had if you want. A new one would be preferable, but it's got to be yours. Okay? Really, really important. Okay. All right, cool. So let's get started. So I'm just going to start on line 2. Paste that in. Put my password. Oops, botch that. All right, cool. This is just going to update Linux and all the programs already pre-installed. I'm just going to go ahead and copy line 3 to get ready. Okay. All right. And then we do line 5. I put spaces in between just for make it easier to copy and paste. And then we do Shift Y to automatically say yes to all. Enter. All right, great. Then we do line 7. This opens the firewall. Great. Then we do line 9. This is a prerequisite for Docker. And line 10. And line 11. And line 13. And line 15. This is installing Docker, which is a piece of software we need. It lets us run the kind of the blockchain in little separate containers. All right, and we're going to go 17, then 18, 19, and 20, and 21. All right, cool. Now the screen changed. All right, now we're going to enter a password. This password is for your Prism Wallet. It's kind of like a MetaMask wallet for validators, sort of, but you don't have to do anything with it. We just have to use the same password. So pick a password for it. Make sure it's good. It has to be long, minimum of 8 characters long. 20 would be better. And then just make sure you remember it, write it down, save it, put it on paper, put it on metal. Remember this password. All right, don't use this password. This is a demo. I'm deleting this after I'm done. All right, then we hit Control X, and then Y, and then Enter. Okay, so that's your Prism password. All right. And I even had that here in line 20. It tells 22, tells you to do that. And then we copy and paste 23. Cool. All right, now let's go to 25. This makes a little file to let the beacon and Geth talk to each other. Now we do 27. We're going to start Geth, which is like the old-fashioned blockchain, the execution client. Okay. Now, line 29, it's reminding you to replace the Pulse address with your address and replace your internet IP address. Ask Google, what's my IP? And then you would replace that right here at the end. There's the Pulse address. There's the IP. All right. For demo purposes, this is optional. The IP address is optional, so I'm going to skip it. So I'm just going to grab behind the peers. Right there. Copy. Paste. All right, looking good. And you could tell it worked because there's long string of numbers here. That means that it's it's running in the background. All right, now we're gonna do line 32. This is gonna download the software that lets us make our new private keys. And then we're gonna do 34. There we go. 36. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention you can triple click to highlight a whole line. Now right here, I'm going to hit a Shift Y for yes. Yeah, so I was saying, yeah, triple click, and then it highlights whole line, and then copy. It doesn't work on big lines like this, but it'll work on normal ones like this. Okay, so we're on 38. Okay, looking good. Copy 40. Yeah, this is downloading and installing Python, which is a requirement for the this tool that we're doing for the private keys. All right, so let's paste that right there. All right, we're on line 42. Perfect. Okay, so same thing here. Line 44 warns us to replace the Pulse address with your address. So ETH1 withdrawal address. this address, you got to use yours. You got to replace this, okay? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the end. I'm just going to hold shift, and I'm just going to go all the way back nice and easy. Make sure I get just the part I want. I even put a little warning after because it's so important. All right, cool. Then we're going to right click. We're going to copy. And actually, I might remove that little warning there. I might just leave the one in the front. I'll probably delete that line so it doesn't get all caught up. I'll fix that right after this video so you guys won't even see it, hopefully. All right, then we just paste it in. Okay, it says select your language. English is the default, so you can just hit enter. And then it says repeat your execution address for confirmation. So it wants you to repaste in your Pulse address. Okay, so we're going to go all the way to the end of this line. Hit the end key on the keyboard, go all the way down. I'm going to highlight it. So that's just my Pulse address. Going to copy. Going to paste. Boom. Choose the language of your mnemonic words. English is the default, so if you hit enter, it'll just give you English words. You'll need to... Okay, now it's saying create a password that secures your validator key store. So this is different than your Prism wallet. This is the password for your seed words. You need this password too. You got to remember this. This is your seed word password. This encrypts your seed words. You can make it the same as your Prism wallet. It's not as secure because we already saved the Prism password in the text file. So that's like living on your validator. So it is good to use a different password. Okay. But you can make it the same if you want to for convenience. It's up to you. Okay, these are the seed words. These are burned, obviously. I'm just doing this for a demo. Write these down on paper. Also, I forgot to mention, right before you ran that command I just hit enter on, right before you do line 45, if you're super paranoid, you can unplug the internet cord to your validator, and then you're like offline. So if you had a keylogger on your validator, which I don't know why you would, because you just installed Linux Fresh, but you know, like, so you can make these keys offline basically. You could also take a laptop and you could do it there, so that way the seed words never go online. There's a ton of other videos on that. I'm just doing this for demo purposes, but you know, there's options out there, you know. All right, so I'm just gonna save this in a text file. You guys are gonna write this on paper and or metal. I'm just gonna save it to the desktop as val keys. Cool. Then it says press any key when you have written down your mnemonic. Awesome. Enter. Please type in your mnemonic. I'm just gonna paste it. And then it's creating the keys. Success. Your keys can be found in home, admin, blockchain, validator keys. Cool. Press any key. Awesome. All right, now we go back to our little script. So we just ran line 45. So now let's go ahead and slide over here. So now we're going to do line 47, which is just CD with a tilde, which is going to bring us up a level in a folder. Awesome. Now we run 49. Okay, cool. So now we're going to import the keys into the Prism wallet. So this is saying new wallet password. This is the first password you did, the Prism wallet that you saved in the text file. And then type it again. And this is the one in the text file, the first one you did. Enter. Okay. Now it says enter the password for your imported accounts. This is the second password you made for the seed words. Okay. This is your seed word password. Type that in. Then it imports the keys into Prism, into the validator, like into the software here. And you can see it says successfully imported one account. Now, I forgot to mention on line 45, if you want to run more than one validator, just change the number 1 in line 45, where it says num validators equals 1. You can change that to as many numbers as you want, and that's how many keys you're going to get, and that's how many wallets you're going to get. And each one of those is going to cost you 32 million pulse to validate with. Okay? So that's how you can do more. You know, you can do like 1,000 basically on this box. If you have one of the little Nook computers, it'll do 1,000 wallets, no problem. You know. All right, cool. All right, so we just did line 49. So we imported our keys. Now we actually have to stop the validator. And then we're going to delete the container with the sudo docker container prune. Then we hit Y, enter. All right, now we're going to run line 55. We're just going to restart the validator in like validating mode. One thing you can change here, I forgot to mention up top, I should add that to the first warning. You can change the graffiti to whatever you want. You can put whatever you want, and it actually is going to stamp this on the blockchain. So literally every block that your validator proposes the block and like really mines the block, it's going to put that in there forever. So, you know, I think I'm going to use it for a little advertising. All right, so line 55. Okay, looking good. Now we do line 57. This is just going to auto restart Geth and the beacon and the validator just in case the power goes out and the computer reboots. It'll just automatically restart your validator for you so you don't have to touch anything. Okay, cool. Now we're going to switch to a different folder with line 63. Okay, and this says change the stars for numbers of the file in your folder. Hit tab after typing deposit. So what I recommend for line 66, just do sudo chmod space 777 space d tab. And then it auto fills in the rest. You don't have to type it in. And then enter. All right. That's going to make it so we can copy and paste the file here in a minute. All right, great. So now we do line 68. Cool. And that's pretty much it. It's up and running now. Everything's up and running in the background. So now line 70. Do the following 3 commands in separate terminal windows each, so you can watch what's happening in all 3 containers for Geth, Beacon, and Validator. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to open 3 terminal windows, and we can just use this normal one we've been using. Totally fine. We can just use this. So we're going to grab line 72. We're going to copy, paste. Let's see what Geth is doing. All right, looks like it's trying to find peers. All right, let's open up a new window, detach the terminal, we'll slide it down. And then we do the sudo docker logs follow beacon, line 74. Paste that in, add our password. Okay, looks like that's trying. And then we're going down to line 76. Okay, we're going to do a new terminal, detach, and then slide it on down. Then we paste that in, and then our password. Okay, cool. All right, so what do we got? So, peer connected beacon client online but never received consensus update. Please ensure your beacon client is operational file chain. All right, let's look at our beacon. Peer summary, active peers 2, outbound 2, inbound 0. Ready for the merge, less difficulty. All right, so we're looking for peers. Yeah, looks like it's trying to sync here. Let's go and expand this one more. Peers 3, peers 2, ready for the merge. Four peers, okay. All right, it's cooking. So really, this is cooking now. We just have to let this sync and basically connect to the rest of the network and connect to the other peers, and Geth has to find some peers, and now we have to let it cook. So now what we can do in the meantime is we need to take that deposit file and we have to take it to the Launchpad website and upload it so we can pay for the validators. So I like to click on files here, And then we go to the blockchain folder, and then validator keys folder. And here's that deposit data file. I like to just copy this, take it to your desktop, and then paste it. Because it basically clears the permissions. This will paste nicely now from your desktop into the Launchpad. And what I also like to do too is you can take the little USB stick that you've got that has Linux on it. You can plug it in back in your validator, and it's going to pop up right here on the left. And then you can just click and drag and drop this deposit file onto your USB stick. And then take the USB stick out and go to your normal computer where you've got MetaMask. And then go to launchpad.pulsechain.com. And then click on Become a Validator. And then you're going to go down here, and you're just going to hit Continue, Accept. Yep, you could just blast through these because we've already done all the setup. I mean, you should read them, like if you haven't read them before. You don't have to actually select any of that stuff. You can just hit Continue. You don't have to click on any of that. How many validators do you want? You got to pick how many you want. How many did you set up in the script? I'm just doing one for the demo. We could skip that, skip all that, go all the way to the bottom, just check that box next. Okay, here's where you drag the file from your desktop that you copied, the deposit data file. Just drop that in. Now, I like to do this on a different computer, like I already said. And then you hit Continue. And then you connect your MetaMask. Then you get another screen, and it's going to show you all the validators that you made, how many you picked. If it's just one, you only see one. And then you click the deposit button, and then MetaMask pops up, and you got to pay the 32 million pulse. And then you send in the pulse, and then that transaction gets approved. And then you have to wait for, it takes like 16 to 18 hours, maybe a day sometimes, for your deposit to get activated. Then once that is activated in like 16 hours, then your server is mining. Then your validator, like especially the one down at the bottom here, you'll see this kick on, and it'll really start stamping blocks. You'll see it syncing and doing stuff. That's basically what'll happen. Yeah, we're still not finding any peers. This was syncing earlier. Yeah, dropping sync on peer sync. Not compatible. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to let this cook. There's really nothing we can do until this gets some peers. And that's about it. So yeah, so you pay for your validators, and then you wait. And that's it. Oh, actually, I'll show you another trick. If we go to beacon.pulsechain.com, what you can do is you can click up here on the right, then go to validators, then go to initiated deposits, which unfortunately is broken right now. But once this page is working, you can paste in the MetaMask address that you paid for all your validators from, like the ones you sent all the pulse from. You could paste that in right here, and it'll show you all your validators, all the ones you made. And then you can just bookmark this page. Once you've pasted in it'll have your little address here. You just bookmark that and save it. And then you can always click that bookmark, and it brings you right back to this live beacon page with all your validators. So that'll be really cool. So that's coming soon. But yeah, that's about it, guys. That should get us up and running. I'm going to tweak the script, a couple little things to change. And yeah, so that's about it. More coming soon. We're going to, yeah. If you do need help, or if you need hardware, go to validatorstore.com. And otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Enjoy PulseChain. Thank you so much, Richard Hart. I love you. We'll see you guys later. Bye.